and sit in one of your nice massage chairs and enjoy it. Alliance Physical Therapy, they are very gratuitous. They will treat you like your family. Go in there, meet these people. You will love them. There are a lot of locations all over the Chattanooga area. You'll find locations in Hickson, Highway 58, Ooltewah, Cleveland, North Georgia on Paw Huff Parkway. They're looking at expanding more this year and hoping to open up maybe anywhere from 1 to 3 more facilities to be convenient to you and the general public. And their whole goal at Alliance Physical Therapy is to help people meet their goals. A lot of people suffering today from neck pain, back pain, elbow pain, knee, foot, any part of the body. They've lost function. They're having a difficult time getting to work, accomplishing their work. And Alliance Physical Therapy, their job is to help people get their lives back so that they don't lose work, don't get into chronic situations where they might end up needing surgery, or in a chronic situation where you might end up being addicted to narcotic medications, the opiates. They want you to call them right now. And their programs are really nice because they have free consultations. That's right, free consultations. You can go in there, sit down, and speak with a licensed professional about whatever problem that you might be experiencing, and then get them to help you with that. If you're listening right now to Nooga Radio, we would love to hear from you if you're having any issues that I might be able to help you with online. And if not, I will look it up and try and find your answers. But call us. We're at 423-800-8949. 423-800-8949. And you're listening to Nooga Radio. Again, sponsored by Alliance Physical Therapy. I guess we got a call coming in, and I miss this every time. Here we go. Caller, you're on air. How you doing?
Hello, Alan. This is David. How are you?
Good, David. What's going on with you today, buddy?
Well, listen, I really appreciate your show. I've enjoyed it, and got a couple of questions.
Certainly.
I'm in my early 60s, and I gained a lot of weight, and in an effort to fix that, I started running, and I'm having some pains in my foot. It hurts when I stand on it. It's been going on for a while. It's really stiff when I get up, and it's just persistent. It hangs in there. Wife told me I needed to go to the doctor, but I'm kind of stubborn. So
that sounds like all of us. Okay, so tell me, do you have pain? Okay, when exactly are you feeling the pain?
It's basically in my feet. Sometimes both feet, but always in the left foot.
In the left foot. Now, what part of your foot are you experiencing the pain? Is it the bottom of your foot, on the Achilles tendon?
Yeah, the bottom and the heel.
And the heel cord?
Yes.
Okay, so and are you typically a runner?
No, I never was a runner.
So this is something you've started because you've got a New Year's resolution and you're wanting to lose some weight. So you started a running program. Is that correct?
Right. Just in the neighborhood, and it's kind of hilly and sloped, and it's not a great running surface, but just the streets in my neighborhood.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you called in because this is a common problem for people who start an exercise program in the new year, who have not exercised before and they really want to lose some weight, and then because they've not really consulted with somebody like a personal trainer or a physical therapist or even their physician, they've kind of pushed their body a little bit further than they wanted to. But I'm going to give you a little bit of advice this morning that I think everybody listening will help them. And after we get off the call, I'm going to expound on it a little bit more. But in your case, number one, the first thing you want to do is probably back off of the running. Okay, so first rule of the day, anytime you injure yourself, stop doing the activity that caused the injury or something new that you've started. Let that part of your body go ahead and recover. So you'll want to just give it some rest. So again, some really simple things that I really like when I'm having foot pain or when my clients are having foot pain from anything, from running, from just waking up and all of a sudden I've got foot pain, I don't know. So I like to tell people, number one, Epsom salt soaks. So if you're allergic to salt, obviously this is not something you want to do. If you have a problem with water retention, you may not want to do this. Definitely consult your physician first before doing this. But you can get Epsom salt in the garden center of like Home Depot, Lowe's. You can get it in the pharmacy center at Walmart, and that's where I usually buy it. It's very inexpensive. You can get it in really big bags. Sometimes it goes on sale 2 for 1. So you end up with bags for $5. I've never seen it more than $10. So I like to put the Epsom salt in a tub of water, a bucket, something that I can soak my feet in. I like to turn the Netflix on and just soak my feet in it for anywhere from 20 minutes to even an hour. Okay, and you can do that 2 or 3 times a day. And that's something that sodium drives your sodium-potassium pump and helps with circulation, decrease inflammation. It'll just help your body kick in its normal growth factor and healing process. And it's a really gentle way to help your feet recover. That's one thing that I really like to do. The second thing that I like to do is hot and cold contrasts. So I like to take a couple of buckets, one with water as hot as I can tolerate and one with ice water. So the rule is 1 to 3. So I stick it in for, let's say, 30 seconds in the cold water, the ice water, and then I stick it in the heat for 1.5 minutes. And you can it doesn't have to be 1 to 3. I mean, you can do 1 minute. You could do 1 minute to 3 minutes. You can do 30 seconds to 3 minutes. So a lot of people like 30 seconds in the hot to begin with. 3 minutes in the hot to begin with, and then 30 seconds in the cold. And you'll repeat that back and forth. And the number I like when doing that is 7 times back and forth. So again, going back to the old rule being that 7 times better than 6, 6 is better than 5, 5 is better than 4, 4 is better than 3, 3 is better than 2, 2 is better than 1, 1 is better than nothing. So just do it. This will help promote the circulation, your body's natural healing, to promote the restoration of range of motion and decrease the amount of pain that you're having. So those are 2 really good things. The other thing is just gentle massages to the bottom of your foot and heel cord, and as well as just start moving that ankle by doing ankle pumps and ankle circles, and trying to stay off it as much as possible. And obviously, depending on the type of work you do, that may not be possible. Start with that. I'm going to let you go, caller, and then I'm going to expound on a little bit more, unless you have any more questions. Do you have any more questions?
No, not at all. It's interesting you say that, Ellen, because back in the olden days, my mother had something called a foot tub, and she swore by the Epsom salts. This is the first time I've heard that Epsom salts in years, but she used it regularly.
It's a very simple thing that people can do at home. It's not aggressive, and it could go a long ways to helping you recover and getting back to running, to help you with your weight loss program. So we'll talk on that a little bit more. We really appreciate you calling in this morning. Like to hear from you again in the future. You have a great day, caller.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, so our caller called in and is having pain because they've started a running program, because they're 60 years old, wants to lose some weight. And here's what I want to say about that first. Any of you that have started some exercise programs as part of your New Year's resolution, if you're like me, you're an all or none type person, and that's not necessarily good when it comes to weight loss and losing weight, because what happens is we tend to get all in it, and our whole objective is, I want to lose this weight really fast. I got to do this. And so you start running. Well, you can't do it, especially if it's not something that you're used to, your body is used to, because you're going to cause more problems than it's worse. And if you, in his situation, aren't able to walk even from being too aggressive with your weight loss program, you're not going to be able to lose the weight at all. So here's the common sense is the rule of the day. When you walk, it takes one step at a time to move forward. when you're trying to lose weight, it is one step at a time to move forward. You start slowly. And when I tell people, if you've not run before, well, definitely do not start with running. You start with walking. You start with, I think most people as a general rule, unless you've got something wrong with you, 30 minutes is good, is a good 20 to 30 minutes. First time walking is good. You can start as simple as 5 minutes, but you have to start slow. You start with walking first. Build it up to where you're walking an hour. Get to where you're walking 2 hours. Okay, if you don't have the time for that, stick with you walking for an hour for 2 to 3 weeks before you start even considering running. Then you're going to do what I like next, and that is run walks. So you will walk and get a good warm up. And I like 3 minutes to 5 minutes of walking, get a decent warm up, go from a slow pace to a little bit faster pace, and then get to a gentle jog or a fast walk. Okay. And do that for maybe 30 seconds to a minute at a time, and then walk. And then again, fast jog, a fast walk or a slow jog, 30 seconds to 1 minute at a time. And so for the next 20 minutes to 30 minutes, you'll do this your first day out. And then the next day, maybe just a little bit more. Add 5 minutes to 15 minutes at a time, or extend the amount of time that you're doing it for. But don't do it. Don't get carried away and get into that run. So it may take you 30 days, may take you 45 days or 60. Listen to your body. Okay. If your body is not aching excessively, if you don't feel like you're tearing something, your body is recovering within a reasonable period of time, anywhere from 12 to 48 hours, then you can push yourself a little bit more until you get to that point where you can run for extended periods of time. And again, once you get to running consistently during your whole phase of exercise, 20 minutes is a good time to start with, 15, 20 minutes, and then build up to 30 minutes. And I don't know how aggressive you plan on being, but obviously from there, again, you just want to listen to your body and take your time. Now, here's another thing that people that start exercise programs during the year make the mistake of doing. They get too aggressive, and they want, at the very beginning, they want to stretch out before they run. Now, if you're good and warmed up, a stretch is actually good. But I want you to think of stretching in terms of this. Stretching, when you and I first wake up out of bed, we are very stiff. And anytime you start exercise, as a general rule, we tend to be stiff. Once you get going in the day, your stiffness is not as bad. So you've got good circulation going on. Your muscles are limbered up. But even then, and especially depending on your age, you need to be very careful. So I don't personally like stretching at the beginning. This is a personal preference. So those of you out there listening that don't agree with what I'm about to say, that's okay. I just think this is personal reference. What I like to liken it to is this. A piece of cold gum. You get a piece of cold Wrigley's gum out of its package, and it's cold. And if you've ever done this, you pull on it, you bend it, and it breaks apart. Well, your body is like that. When it's not warmed up properly, you don't have great circulation going on, you are basically cold. And when you go and aggressively do something like a stretch, you can actually tear muscles during a stretching period. And so I like a warm up. Somebody that you can see this on ball players, on the football athletes, professional athletes in football and in basketball. A lot of times you'll see a professional athlete out doing some gentle jogging skills, walking on the field. You'll see a stationary bike on the side, or even a treadmill on the side, where they get on that and walk and then do some gentle jogging first before they start their game. This is the way that they warm up. They take that piece of gum that, if you were to pull on it, breaks apart, and they warm it up. And if you understand the quality of gum, if you take a hard piece of gum and you put it in your mouth and you start chewing on it, you add energy to it. And when you add energy to it, it becomes pliable. At that point, you could grab that piece of gum out of your mouth and pull on it and stretch it, and it's not going to tear apart. So your body's the same way. So instead of stretching before, I find that stretching after is a lot more effective. So before a run or any type of exercise, warming up is better. So light weights, walking, fast walking, gentle jogging before you do some serious fast jogging, or running or any time. So warming up better than stretching. I prefer a good warm up, something that actually gets that tissue pliable, heats it up so that you don't stretch it while it's cold and injure yourself. So for those of you that are having a problem, and caller, if you're still listening, one of the things that's really nice in your situation, I wish I'd have asked you how long this had been going on for, because one of the things you don't want it to do is become chronic. At Alliance Physical Therapy, again, any of you that are listening, give us a call, 423-800-8949, 423-800-8949. You're listening to Nooga Radio. And we're talking about you and your health. And this morning, we're going from our caller's input concerning foot pain that he's having, his Achilles tendon and his plantar surface of his foot. Gave him some advice. And so, again, if you've not been to physical therapy, caller, physical therapy is one of those options that you should think about making time for, because what they can do at physical therapy is they can prevent a couple of things. Number one, hopefully, if you go right away, they can prevent your problem from becoming chronic. Number two, they can help you from not getting on medications. If you've ever gotten medications at your pharmacy and actually read the side effects of medications, too much medications can be a bad start for taking care of a problem that you're having. There are so many side effects, and the fact that you could potentially become addicted to a narcotic, an opiate medication that might be prescribed to you is something you don't want to do. And then if the problem persists for any extended period of time, and you don't get a good physical therapy intervention, you could end up in a situation where you're having surgery, you're losing work, you're losing income, you're not any good to yourself, you're not any good to your family. Those are the type of things you don't want to have happening. So physical therapy is your first line of defense. Even if you just go for one visit, go sit down, talk with a licensed physical therapist, and you can do this at any Alliance Physical Therapy location who is a sponsor of our show, and sit down and talk with them. The consult is free. Tell them what's going on with you. And look, if you decide you don't want to be there more than one visit, that's fine. But get as much advice from them as you possibly can. Get them to help you with your problem. If you feel like they really helped you and you want to stay longer, they will help you stay longer. And in a lot of cases, because Tennessee is a direct access state, you will not need a referral to have physical therapy. If your insurance requires a referral, like, for example, Medicare will require a referral after a free consultation. Your physical therapist and your office help there, the office coordinators will help with helping you acquire that referral so you can start physical therapy. And so get in there, get them to help you. Now, here's some things with, like our callers, having plantar fasciitis, and probably some Achilles tendonitis. We've told the caller that he should rest that, for starters, back off of his program. Caller, you need to find some ways to continue exercising without being on your feet until your foot has recovered. But here's some nice things that you'll find at Alliance Physical Therapy. A lot of the foot doctors in town like to send their therapists to Alliance because Alliance has one of the only shockwave machines. And though a lot of these things can be done very easily with using manual skills in the physical therapy clinic, the shockwave is a very quick and effective way. The treatment lasts anywhere from 2 minutes to 5 minutes. And they are running this shockwave across the bottom of your foot, and it's just like it sounds. It's a shock wave. It's like a jackhammer. And so if you want to try and imagine what this shockwave device does, if you take a pebble and throw it in the water, you will see the ripple effects that pebble does. Those ripple effects, that little pebble will affect that water for a long distance. Well, in your tissues, the same way. When that shock wave hits that plantar surface and even the Achilles tendons, it causes products in your body, chemicals in your body that are causing possible lactic acid buildup that break up any waste products that's in there that's affecting your circulation to break up and move it into your lymphatic system and out of your body. It encourages blood flow into your plantar surface area, into the tendon area, and even the musculature, so that you get growth factor in there, increase white blood cells, increase of your natural opiates in your body to decrease the pain and promote the healing, decrease the inflammation. And in some cases, it will cause a natural inflammatory process, which is part of your healing process, to improve the movement in that tissue so that it can heal faster. So you could sit around and do Epsom salt soaks and hot and cold soaks, some massaging on your own. But stuff like the shockwave machine, equipment like the shockwave machine, will go a long ways to causing the healing to occur a lot faster, get you to recover faster from your injury so that you can get back to that activity that you want to do to help you lose weight again, especially if in this case, the caller wants to go back to running. This will help him get back to running a whole lot faster. So Shockwave, you can find that on YouTube. You can go to the website at Alliance, nopainpt.com, nopainpt.com, NOPAIN, P as in Paul, T as in Tom.com. You can see some videos of the demonstrations of the Shockwave treatment. The Shockwave treatment is also good for back pain, knee pain, any types of pain. So if you're a runner, anytime you have difficulty with sciatic nerve pain, hamstring pulls and stuff, this Shockwave device will really help with that. So again, nopainpt.com. Go over there. You will find the videos and information about that. We really appreciate our caller today calling in today about the foot pain that he's having. Started the New Year's resolution to lose weight. You're listening to Nooga Radio. I'm your host, Alan Valenzuela. We'll be back in just a little bit to talk more about you and your health and any issues that you may be having that are causing you physical ailments, making it difficult for you to be helpful to yourself, your family, and functional at work. Thank you.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240. There's a reason why Alliance Physical Therapy is the choice of professionals and those who care about first-class, top-notch service and treatment. Because at Alliance Physical Therapy of Chattanooga, we don't just treat the symptoms in your body. Whether you're suffering from stiffness, muscle spasms, back pain, chronic headaches every day, stress of life demanding more and more of you, Alliance Physical Therapy takes a holistic approach to healing mind, body, and soul. Alliance Physical Therapy with a location near you and 9 others in the Chattanooga area. If you don't have a doctor or if your physician's plan for chronic pain is not working, Alliance Physical Therapy will help. Visit Alliance Physical Therapy on the web at nopainpt.com. That's nopainpt.com. Alliance Physical Therapy.
What? Oh no, I can't believe my phone screen is cracked. I cracked it. I can't believe my screen is cracked. I need my phone.
Whoa. Slow down, wild man. We've got an easy solution. Cell Surgeon in Ottawa. Your cell phone repair doctor is on the job. Cell Surgeon in Ottawa. Check out our brand new location. Just off I-75, Old Lee Highway next to Zaxby's. That's right, your cell doctor in Ottawa, Cell Surgeon, most of the time can fix your smartphone on the spot. Your cell phone repair doctor is on the job. Cell Surgeon in Ottawa. Check out our brand new location. Just off I-75, Old Lee Highway next to Zaxby's. Cell Surgeon for all your cell needs. Most repairs are performed in less than an hour. TheCellSurgeon.com. Go to TheCellSurgeon.com.
Daisy, get my cell phone out of your mouth right now.
Final expenses, funeral cost, cemetery lots, unpaid medical bills, probate cost, debts. Debts are due and payable upon death of debtor. Will these costs produce a burden and hardship on your loved ones? Who will be responsible? How will they handle them? These costs can total many thousands of dollars, only compounded greater with the grief of losing a family member. A safe and secure way to provide for these costs is with an affordable life insurance from Covenant Group Insurance and Financial Services. Covenant Group is a local company with local agents. Covenant Group still makes house calls. Covenant Group only represents A-rated companies. With many options to offer, Covenant Group can accommodate almost any budget. Great discounts for good health and plans available for impaired risk. Call today for a free, no-obligation consultation in the convenience of your home. Call Steve or Jada at 423-855-8484. Call today, 423-855-8484.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
AM 1240 Nooga Radio News. Russell Stroud reporting. On Sunday afternoon, a 19-year-old man was found riddled with bullets on East 26th Street. Amazingly, he was not in critical condition when found. The police took him to the hospital and tried to find a witness, but so far, only a person was detained for questioning. No concrete evidence so far. The gunman still believed to be on the loose. In Bradley County, a church arsonist burglar is being sought after. Investigators from Bradley County Sheriff's Office believe that a man broke into the Christian Outreach Church on Rabbit Valley Road at about 2:31 a.m. on Sunday morning. He broke in, is not believed to have stolen anything so far, but then set fire to the building. According to sheriff's deputies, when they arrived, they found the building engulfed in flames. Witnesses say they saw a masked man running away into the woods. There's been a lot of work needed for a long time on the Chickamauga Lock, and it looks like the work is finally starting up again. Brigadier General Mark Toy visiting the site for inspection. If it's going on in the Tennessee Valley, it's going on Nooga Radio News.
Expect lots of sunshine out there through your afternoon, slowly warming up with highs of around 50. Tonight, fair, chilly, lows mid-30s. A beautiful day Tuesday, warmer highs, lower 60s, but lots of sunshine, more clouds, but continued mild through Wednesday. Do you need temporary accounting and finance expertise? Call Accountemps. They can provide accounting and finance professionals when and where you need them. Visit Accountemps.com to learn more. That's Accountemps, a Robert Half company. And I'm Storm Team 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr. On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Olivia Newton-John, let's get physical. I'm your host, Alan Valenzuela. I'll be with you for the next 23 minutes or so. You're listening to Nooga Radio. We're excited to be with you today. Our phone number for call-ins is 423-800-8949, 423-800-8949. The show is about you and your health. If you're having any issues with functional movement, pain, just anything that's preventing you from having a normal life, not a psychiatrist, so that's not going to be helpful, although happy to lend an ear to anybody that may need an ear to talk to. Alan Valenzuela again here. This show is sponsored by Alliance Physical Therapy. Alliance Physical Therapy is a locally owned company that has been in the Chattanooga area for approximately 7 years, going on 8 years. They're all over Chattanooga. They are in the Fort Oglethorpe area on Battlefield Parkway. You can find facilities in Hickson, Highway 58, Ooltewah, Cleveland on Paw Huff Parkway, and as well as Dunlap. And Alliance is hoping to open 1 to 3 more facilities for your convenience. I was telling listeners earlier that one of the things about Alliance that is really cool is that if you're and you would just like to go into Alliance Physical Therapy and you would just like to meet their staff, their customer service is impeccable. Don't get me wrong, they are people, and obviously people just make mistakes, but walk in there and tell them, hi, I don't have a referral. I'm not here for physical therapy. But I was told by Alan Valenzuela on Nooga Radio that I could come in and get a cup of gourmet coffee. That's right. They have gourmet coffee, so you can choose from different flavors, get a cup, and you can, in most cases, get it to go. And I also want to try out their massage chair. I hear that you guys have some really nice massage chairs. So go in there and try out their massage chairs. There's no cost for this. Just go in there and meet the people at Alliance Physical Therapy. Get to know them, because there's a good chance that you, like most of us, is going to have some type of ailment, and you're going to need to go see a physical therapist, and they are the people you'll want to go see. Alliance Physical Therapy, they're there to serve you, and their motto is they want to help you get your life back. So, again, Nooga Radio, we're here in Chattanooga. Really excited about this weather. I don't know about the rest of you. I know some of you like colder weather. I used to like it when I was younger, not so much anymore. I am excited. It was 41 degrees when I came in the studio. The high for today is 50. That's perfect weather for me. You can have a light coat on, a long sleeve shirt, and just feel really comfortable. I know we need colder weather to kill these bugs, especially in our area. Those of you who lived here for a long time, you know the bugs can really be bad in the summertime, especially because of the humidity. But I'm okay to forego the cold weather and just have a mild season this winter. I'm looking forward to summer again, but I'm like everybody else. Never can be made satisfied. Summer comes around, I want winter. But again, enjoying this weather. Let's talk about you and your health. In the first segment of the show, we had a caller that called in, was having foot pain. If I had to guess, this caller's having some plantar fasciitis and some Achilles tendonitis. The caller had mentioned that they started a New Year's resolution to lose some weight. 60-year-old. Having foot pain. And one of the things that I suggested to the caller was that he probably needed to go ahead and get off of his feet as much as possible and get some rest. Second thing that we had advised to the caller was that something simple that you can do at home when you're having foot pain. And a lot of times this is a quick fix for people. If you're having any issues, though, with water retention, or you're allergic to salt in some odd way, you're sensitive to salt, do not do this. Consult with your physician first. But Epsom salt is a really nice quick fix that you can do at home. I like to pour a cup of Epsom salt in a small foot bath. And I actually have one of those like pedicure type baths that you can buy at Walmart inexpensively. I think I paid something like $65 for it, and I bought it because it's got little jets that work in it. It's got a vibrator. Throw my Epsom salt in there, and then soak my feet. So the salt, for some reason, affects your circulation in a positive way. Encourages, promotes healing in the foot area. So it will help with decreasing pain. It will actually help with decreasing inflammation, and help promote that healing to help you to recover quicker. Another thing that we suggested to the caller was we like contrast baths. So using hot and cold, again, I like the ratio of 1 to 3. So 1 minute in cold, 3 minutes in hot, or 30 seconds in cold and a minute and a half in hot. And it doesn't have to be that. It's just the ratio I like. Less in the cold, obviously, than the hot. And if you don't tolerate cold real well, then just do hot. Anything that will cause your circulatory system to respond is going to promote healing. So stick your foot in that contrast bath. What it does is it milks your system. So you want to get milk out of a cow. You got to grab those udders and you got to pump. You grab and pull, push up into the, pull down, push up, pull down. So, and then you get milk coming out, right? And you fill your milk bucket up. Well, to get your circulatory system moving, one of the nice things, the way to milk that, your vascular system, is to do a contrast between hot and cold. Your body's natural response is to constrict and dilate its blood vessels. So if you get cold, your blood vessels will increase their size and increase the circular amount of blood to keep your limbs and other parts of your body warm. If you're too hot, it will constrict the area, so there's not quite as much blood flow, and then you'll be able to cool off an area. Now, at the same time, both systems, both hot and cold, both have the same end result, and that is an increase in circulation. One is to cool down, take heat away from an area. The other one is to bring heat to an area. So the effect in the end is always the same: moving blood to take heat away from an area or bring heat to the area. And in both instances, when you milk the system like that, you get a decrease in congestion in an area where you've had an injury. So it promotes the type of healing necessary to help that recovery that you need to get back to whatever activity you have not been able to do. So increased blood circulation. it moves the waste products in an injured area into the lymphatic system and out of your body. And every time you bring new, fresh blood to an area, it brings with it all the necessary healing cells to promote that healing, to decrease the inflammation, to create the type of scarring necessary to lay down good, uniform connective tissue that won't scar up in a negative way, that will diminish or decrease normal functional movement. So the contrast is a milking process that brings new healthy blood into an injured area and moves out waste products from that area. So those were some of the things that we told our caller would be great to help him with his situation. And obviously, once he recovers from that, then he'll want to start slowly back into his routine to start losing weight again. So one of the things that we talked about in the last segment is, how do you do that without injuring yourself? Callers, if you have any questions, please call us 423-800-8949. 423-800-8949. You're listening to Nooga Radio. I'm your host, Alan Valenzuela, and I want to help you with whatever's ailing you as far as functional disabilities, pain that you may be having. Again, so going back to those of you who have started New Year's resolutions, you've started doing things that your body's not used to, something that maybe you've never even done, like running. Personally, I do running when I want to lose weight. It's not one of my favorites. It hurts my hips, my knees, my ankles. There are other alternatives to running, like stationary bikes, recumbent bikes, ellipticals. These are things you need to look into when you want to start an exercise program and lose weight. Try some things that are not so aggressive. But if running is going to be your thing, the best way to handle it is this. Common sense is the rule of the day. Start slowly, one step at a time. If you want to get from point A to point Z and you don't want to hurt yourself, take one step at a time. Okay, so start out with gentle, walking. Start, 10, 15 minutes a day, whatever it takes. 5 minutes, whatever your body's going to tolerate. And then watch how your body responds to it. If 5, 10 minutes didn't bother you, then go to 20 minutes, then go to 30 minutes, and then to an hour, whatever it is. But start out with walking, and then speed up your walking. Once you've done that for a week or two, speed up your walking. And then once you've sped up your walking, add some short timed jogging. So let's say that you've worked out to where you're walking for an hour. And now you want to add the running part to your exercise regimen. So what you'll do is what I like to do is I will run for 30 seconds to a minute. And then I will walk for 3 more minutes. And then I'll do it again, 30 seconds to a minute, and walk 3 more minutes. And I'll do this for 2, 3, 4 days until I feel like my body's ready for the next thing. And so then I'll try running for 2, 3 minutes and walk for 1 to 2 minutes and run for 2 to 3 minutes. And then just keep building up where I'm running more than I'm walking. And then until you get to the point where you're actually jogging the whole time and not walking at all. Or maybe you just decide that you just want to do some walking and jogging. That goes back to what we talked about when you are doing the contrast bath for your foot, that milking thing. Well, when you milk the cardiovascular system, it's actually good. So you do some walking, resting, and then jogging. We call this interval training. And the effect on your cardiovascular system when you do this is profound. You can find that you can lose weight very efficiently by doing interval type training. And so that is the better way when you're approaching a weight loss program and you're new to it, without injuring yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're trying to lose weight, okay, and you injure yourself and then you can't do your job, you can't go to work because you can't stand on your feet, or you're going to the doctor, you're losing time at work. Well, that's loss of revenue to you. And that could be a serious problem for you, your family, and anybody that's dependent upon you. So be smart when you start these things so that you don't injure yourself. Nice thing about when you do have an injury and Alliance Physical Therapy, Tennessee is a direct access state. It's also a right to choose state. So, when it comes to physical therapy, you could choose to go anywhere you want to go. Okay. Most companies that provide physical therapy services, like Alliance Physical Therapy, most, not all, have contracts with all of the insurance companies. So I know that Alliance Physical Therapy, they have contracts with over 99% of the insurance companies. So they take just about every insurance that's out there. There are only maybe a few insurances that are part of special groups that they're not in. And so if you have insurance, go over there. But here's the beauty. Being direct access, Tennessee being a direct access state, if you are having a problem, neck pain, back pain, hip pain, ankle pain, do not hesitate to call Alliance Physical Therapy up. You can find all their contact information online at nopainpt.com, nopainpt.com. That's NOPAIN, P as in Paul, T as in Tom.com. And you can call them and they will get you into a facility. It may not be the one that's most convenient to you at the time, but they will reschedule you to the facility after they've done your initial evaluation to a facility that is convenient to you. If it's of dire need for you to get in today, they will work it out to do it. You can, when you call, you can say, hey, I heard Alan Valenzuela on Nooga Radio. He said that if I call right now, you're going to get me into one of the facilities because I'm in a lot of pain and I really need to see a physical therapist right now. The consult's free. It's direct access. You don't have to have a referral. And that's what I mean about direct access. You don't have to go to your physician before you go to the physical therapist. Your physical therapist will do a free consultation. If you need a referral, the physical therapist and the office coordinator at Alliance Physical Therapy will go out of their way to help you get that referral. They will help connect you with your physician and make that happen. The physical therapist will do a series of tests and ask you a series of questions to see whether or not your condition is bad enough that you may need to go to the emergency room. So they are trained to do that. They're not going to make a mistake and say, oh, no, let's just start physical therapy. They won't do that. They want to make sure that you're in the best hands possible. So if they need to refer you out to your physician, your primary care, or they need to refer you to the emergency room or maybe even to a specialist, they're going to help you make that decision right away if they see some serious signs that they're not going to be able to help you with. So again, they're a good first line of defense. And the reason why they're a great first line of defense is your physical therapist is your musculoskeletal expert. They went to school for this. Their bachelor's in science is anatomy. They cut on, they did gross anatomy while they were in school, and they know every part of your vascular system, your blood, your nervous system, your muscular system, your bones. And so they are the experts. They are the ones that will help you right away with recovery. Things that we take for granted tend to end up becoming chronic. We end up going to the doctor over and over again, and end up on sometimes on opiate or narcotic medication. We become addicted to those things, and they end up ruining our lives. And then the problem becomes so chronic that eventually we just need surgery. And sometimes we get surgery and that doesn't even help. Go to your physical therapist right now. If you're just even going to go one time, sit down with somebody who understands your ailment and can give you some advice. And if you don't feel like you want to go on a regular basis, you don't have to go. Go there one time, get some advice, help them direct you to where you need to be going. And then maybe they'll say, look, you need a bout of physical therapy. Let's do 1 to 3 visits and see how you do with it. Or, hey, this is going to take a good 4 to 6 weeks to get over. So they're going to give you the advice. You decide. At the end of the day, you make the decisions for yourself. What we do know is if you don't do something right away, these problems can become chronic and they can have a lifelong impact on you, your family, your work. And these are the things that we want to try and prevent. Alliance Physical Therapy is excellent about helping you get your life back and making great decisions for ailments that are happening. So in the last segment, going back to the foot patient, that we talked a little bit about shockwave therapy. So shockwave, what's shockwave therapy? So a company called Zimmer created a shockwave. In physical therapy, we treat trigger points. How to understand a trigger point? A trigger point is a lot like an area within the muscle body that's dysfunctional. Okay, so a way I think that most of you might understand this, and it's a simple way for me to explain it, is you get up in the morning and you get in your car and you decide you're driving to work, and you're driving down the road and you're doing this for about a minute and a half, and you start to smell this burning smell, and you're like, what on earth is going on? And then you realize you left the emergency brake on. Okay, and I don't know why this is a chronic problem for me. I do this a lot for some reason. That emergency brake is, there's somehow they need to come up with something where you put your key in the ignition, you turn it over, and if your emergency brake was engaged, it automatically disengages it. Or something comes on and says, hey, buddy, your emergency brake's on. Lights on the dash don't work for me. So again, getting back, I digress. Getting back to what we're saying. So you're driving the road and your emergency brake's on. Well, you're burning up that disc or those drums in your car. And then you grab a hold of the handle of the emergency brake, or you push on it and with your foot and you disengage it. Okay, that's the way a trigger point is. You have a part in your muscle body, not the whole body, that's still contracting. It's like you've got your emergency brake still on. Okay, and as long as that's going on, you have a area in your body that's scarring down, becoming dysfunctional and causing you pain, and ultimately would become chronic. And we call these areas trigger points. And trigger points can be released. These emergency brake situations can be released doing a lot of different treatments. It can be released manually by doing techniques that you find at Alliance Physical Therapy, your Maitland manual therapy techniques, Great Lakes manual therapy techniques, and myofascial by Barnes, those techniques. Or you can use dry needling. You can stick small filament needles into the muscle to turn off or release that emergency brake situation, the trigger point. Or you can use the shock wave. So the shock wave is really nice because it creates shock waves in your tissues. So to visualize this, if you took a pebble and you threw it in water, that pebble will create a ripple effect all around it. And the water will ripple and continue to ripple. That's like when you're at the lake, a boat that goes by, the wake of that boat causes a ripple effect that goes all the way to the shoreline. That's energy that's produced that causes that water to continue to move. Well, that same energy can be applied to injured areas in your body using the shockwave device, the Zimmer. Okay, especially with plantar fasciitis, tendinitis, like this client that, this caller that had called in at the earlier segment of the show. It appears to me that they're probably having some Achilles tendinitis. They've strained it. That shock wave will cause that wave effect and turn off any dysfunctional or emergency brake event that might be happening, causing a trigger in that area. Or the musculature that is causing that. Because a lot of times, if you're having Achilles tendinitis, it's not really your tendon that's the problem. It's the muscle that's pulling on that tendon has trigger points in it that need to be turned off. So you take the shockwave device, which is a lot like a jackhammer that's used to break up concrete, and you apply it over the area of dysfunction or where there's a trigger point, and a lot of times it will turn that trigger off and cause that part of the muscle to relax so that healing will be promoted. And because of the shockwave effect, anything that makes contact with it there'll be an increase in circulation. So the increase in circulation will bring a lot of healing cells to that area to decrease inflammation, move waste products out of the area, decrease pain, take pressure off the nerve endings that are causing you pain and dysfunction. A shockwave device is a really quick and effective way to treat those type of ailments, especially in your foot. Plantar fasciitis, we get really great success with plantar fasciitis, elbow tendinitis. Chronic low back pain is really good. So again, if you're experiencing plantar fasciitis or some type of pain or dysfunction in your foot, Achilles tendon, the gastroc muscles, tibialis anterior, which is the muscle on the front part of your leg, the shin. The shockwave device can be run over all of those areas and help that dysfunction. Key here is, can you get better at home? Yeah, you can. You could do simple things like we've recommended. And how long will it take you to get better? Maybe, I don't know, maybe a day or two, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4 to 6 weeks, okay, if you ease off. But if you go to physical therapy, there is a great chance that you're going to get better in 2 to 3 days, okay? And that recovery is a big deal. Again, we want to thank all of our listeners. We encourage you guys to listen in on Mondays. Listen to Alliance Physical Therapy sponsored You and Your Health. We're here for an hour on Mondays from 11 to 12. We love to hear from you. We want to help you get your life back, especially if you're struggling with any ailments, back pain, neck pain, fibromyalgia, arthritis, tendonitis, any of these things. Call in. I want to help you. I'm your host, Alan Valenzuela. Appreciate your time. Have a great day.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240. There's a reason why Alliance Physical Therapy is the choice of professionals and those who care about first-class, top-notch service and treatment. Because at Alliance Physical Therapy of Chattanooga, we don't just treat the symptoms in your body. Whether you're suffering from stiffness, muscle spasms, back pain, chronic headaches every day, stress of life demanding more and more of you, Alliance Physical Therapy takes a holistic approach to healing, mind, body, and soul. Alliance Physical Therapy with a location near you and 9 others in the Chattanooga area. If you don't have a doctor or if your physician's plan for chronic pain is not working, Alliance Physical Therapy will help. Visit Alliance Physical Therapy on the web at nopainpt.com. That's nopainpt.com. Alliance Physical Therapy.
How about we change that to Built in the USA?